Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Living entities were associates of Rudra develop in the third mode of material nature or ignorance. They are situated in the sky between the earthly planets and the heavenly planets. Please repeat after me. Living entities who are associates of Rudra develop in the third mode of material nature or ignorance. They are situated in the sky between the earthly planets and the heavenly planets. Purport. This middle portion of the sky is called Bhuvarloka, as confirmed by both Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti and Srila Jiva Goswami. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that those who develop in the mode of passion are situated in the middle region. Those who are situated in the mode of goodness are promoted to the regions of the demigods. Those who are situated in the mode of passion are placed in human society. And those who are situated in the mode of ignorance are placed in the society of animals and ghosts. There are no contradictions in this conclusion. Numerous living entities are distributed all over the universe in different planets and are so situated in terms of their own qualities in the modes of material nature. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuttapadakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parajana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinamando Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusite Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataro Vyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate grim Yat kripatamam vande Sri Gurum Nitarinam Yat kripatamam vande Sri Gurum Nitarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Tatina Subhavena Bhagavanna Bimashrita Ubayorantaram Yoma Ye Rudra Parsadaham Gana. Translation. Living entities who are associates of Rudra develop in the third mode of material nature or ignorance. They are situated in the sky between the earthly planets and the heavenly planets. Hare Krishna. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the management of Manor Temple and also UK Yatra. It's almost like 12 years I've been in UK. So I always think when Prabhupada went to America I had nothing, but when I came here I had a palace manor. So for 3 years I stayed here. Then afterwards, by Krishna's arrangement, I had to go up north. So I seek the blessings also of the senior devotees. This is a completely technical topic. As we see, Prabhupada is... It's okay, I have water. cough is there. Excuse me, sorry, apologies. So right in the first line of the purport, Prabhupada is confirming Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Jiva Goswami. Can anyone guess why he had to quote this? I like to hear from you because this is a little technical, and I did some research work, so I want to see what made Prabhupada quote this. Yeah, he's quoting Vishwanath Chakravarti Srila Jiva Goswami. Okay, I'll answer it. Basically, if you go to the 5th canto, 5th chapter, 22 verse, there is mentioned the gradation of living entities. And above humans, there are ghosts. The question may be raised, how come ghosts are higher than human beings? It's mentioned there because they have no material body. Material body in the sense that gross material body, the sukshma or the subtle body is there, but the gross is not there. That's what the Bhagavatam is telling. So that's why we see here, if you connect that one to this one, purport, see, we are here on the earthly planet, then there's heavenly planets, and in middle, they are there, hovering. So that's the reason, Prabhupada has to quote this to make it, because it's Bhur Loka, it's higher planets. How come, people in the mode of ignorance be on the higher level? See, in the purport, if you go down, you see, those who are situated in the mode of ignorance are placed in the society of animals or ghosts. But still, we see this one. Because this is the exception. Maybe by the mercy of Lord Rudra, or the creation is made in such a way that the associates of Rudra, they are able to stay in the middle. We have experience of this one. Trishanku, Vishwamitra wanted to send him to heaven without any pious activities. But it's not like, nowadays they're trying to go, they will go for ages and ages, they'll never be able to reach. It takes, I guess, 40,000 years. I was hearing Prabhupada, it takes 40,000 years. We don't even have 100 years. What is 40,000 years to go to the other planets? So it's not possible. So Trishanku, he wanted to go, like that. So Vishwamitra, because he was a powerful sage, they have that power, to create a universe. So he thought, let me change the, law of the universe. He wanted to send like that. Then what happened? Indra kicked him from there. He neither belonged to earth nor heaven. He had hanging mode, we call it. So something like that. This goes, others, they are in this one. They're not like, the demigods, they live in the Swargaloka. But this is in between, in between Swargaloka and, earthly planet. Now, the question may be raised, how come Rudra, we consider Lord Shiva as a pure devotee, how come he is in the mode of ignorance? Question may be raised. The thing is that he is not in the mode of ignorance. When we have this, that in the Brahma Samhita we have the sloka, Sayatra Kshirabdi, what is the sloka? Kshiram yata tadvikara vishesha yogat. Like, milk is like Krishna or Vishnu, and yogurt is Shiva. So the point is that when the Lord comes in contact with material nature, that's when he accepts the form of Lord Shiva. So he is not affected by, we see, for example, this, we see the urine, toilet, anything on the roads. The sun, it absorbs, but it doesn't get affected. So Lord Shiva also, he is not affected. But out of his kindness, he keeps all this, his associates, all this, because they take shelter of him. Being a Vaishnava, he gives them association so that they advance in spiritual life. Now, we see that when we come down in the purport, the demigods and the mode of goodness, actually there's nothing called goodness in this material world. It's mixed, actually. Sometimes it's goodness, passion is there, little bit, it's combination. But it's not unalloyed goodness. This word also, Prabhupada's certain terms are what you call revolutionary words, or it's like You don't get this thing sometimes, unalloyed. No, unalloyed goodness. It's pure goodness. It's not there in this material world. It's only in the spiritual world. So devatas may live there, but it doesn't mean that they are living happily there. They are always in anxiety, because this is the nature of this material world. Bhayam, fear, it always chases, like a snake chases someone. It wants to bite. The point I'm drawing home is that they are not, they're not an unalloyed goodness, but because they have performed pious activity, particularly devotional service to the Lord, they have been entrusted with that departments. See, the thing is that sometimes people say, where are devatas? It's like people question. It's Kali Yuga. At least even the existence of Vishnu is questioned by people, on the material planet, but not in the higher planets. Even the demons, they accept Vishnu as God. But because of enmity, they don't take it, they don't worship him. But they know Krishna is God, So, but this is the difference between demigods or, people of the earthly planets and the higher planets. Now, the demigods, we see, so they have some special qualities. For example, they don't sweat. This is one of the things. Or the flower garlands which they wear, they don't get what called dried up. Similarly, their eyelids, they don't blink like us. And similarly, they don't eat food made of oil, all this vegetable oil, all the stuff, sunflower oil. They only eat with pure ghee. This we see in the 9th canto. When Urvashi, she puts conditions. She wants to come down, she says these are the terms and conditions. So the Kali Yuga, it has become so degraded. Now we are ending up with all the sunflower oil. We don't know, from the sun how many flowers come out. We don't know. Say I'm from India, I can tell with confidence. I don't trust a fig, They add up all the sorts of things, petrol, and people just take it. In worst situation, they bribe and the matter closes. That's it. The point is that, this is with the demigods we can see this. They have that qualities. But still, Abrahma, Bona, Loka, Punaravartina, Arjuna, wherever they go in the material world, death will chase them. But unlike us, it's mentioned in Mahabharata, we have to take death. We die. But demigods don't die. When their pious activities finish, they come down, in the form of rain. And then, they become grains and to semen, and then, they take body. How do that, make people scary? Means the demigods, within demigods, if someone makes a mistakes. You have heard any time? If anyone makes mistakes, in demigods, higher planets, they tell them, we'll send you there. No one wants to come here, earthly planet. Because so much, tapasya here. Of course, it's a mix of both tapasya and, pleasure. But there, it's like no office, no council tax, no rent, no diseases. So these are there with the demigods. But with us, they are not there. Now, when it comes to human beings, we are situated in the mode of passion. This what you call in English, headless chickens. Running. We don't know where they are going, just running. So as we see, we see Prabhupada when he was in London, he could see people brainlessly, they are going around. They don't know where they are going. So this is the problem with the, human beings. And towards the end of the purport, Prabhupada is clarifying, very clearly mentioning, these living entities are distributed all over the universe in different planets and are so situated in terms of their own qualities in the modes of material nature. So this is the thing. So we connect this with Bhagavad Gita 13th chapter, 22nd verse. Purusha prakritisto hi mungte prakriti mungte jan gunan karanam gunasangasya sadas yoni janmasu. So why this living entity sit in the material world? because he wants to enjoy. And because of that one, that enjoying spirit, he is put in, evil or bad and, good species, means a higher or lower species. So this is there. So the question may be raised, how can we get out of this material nature? So in the same Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions that mam chayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samityetyan brahma bhoyaya kalpate. That if we practice unalloyed devotion service to the Lord, then we'll be able to get out of it. And similarly, there's Daivesha Gunamahi, Mama Maya Dhrotyaya, Mam Evai Prapadyante, Maya Metam Tarantite. There's no other way. You heard any time people, means what you call, coming back on motorway when there's a big crash? I heard in Manchester. So they came back, because it's like a whole traffic jam is there. Everyone has to wait. But some people thought it's too much waiting. They backed away. So of course, I don't mean here, the point I want to drive home is that there's no other way. They could go this way, that way. Like we say, married for life. Nowadays, married for 5 years. If someone can stay, in married life for 10 years, they think he's crazy. They think changing of partners is common. And nowadays, it has gone to such an extent. In America, in the family courts, there were no cases coming up. You know why? Because no one was getting married. If there's no question of marriage, then what is the question of divorce? Live-in relationships. So the point I want to drive home is that, this is the only way. There's no way we can, surrender to Krishna and taking shelter of him. So we see this in the Bhagavatam. Akama, sarvakama, moksha kama, udaradi, tivrena bhakti yogena, yajeta param, purusham param. The tivrena, this is absolutely important actually. Like Prabhupada said, minimum 16 rounds. Minimum. But what we do is that intelligently we take off minimum and make it maximum. 16 it, that's it. No. If one can get time, of course, Prabhupada said work now, samadhi later. But if one has time, one should chant. Like I'll tell you one thing. Have you heard anyone chanting 1 lakh names on regular basis? I have 2 friends who chant 2 lakhs names. But I'm not promoting. Of course, one is retired, another is in Barshana. So it's their thing. But because Prabhupada told us, work now, samadhi later. So we have to stick to that. But whenever possible. In Bombay, we have a group or gang, I call it, Anandana Prabhu. They chant 8 months a year, once a month, they chant 1 lakh names. Once a month. See, we need to develop some taste. Don't, like one sannyasi told me, just don't live ordinary life. Live extraordinary life. You got me? So the thing is that it's up to us. Like even if you have little tinge of attachment at the time of death, we'll have to come back. Missed by a fraction. It's like, why we should miss that? It's up to us. So, and also, now we are young. I can see, I had first experience of cough, which was continuing for 1 month. I was thinking whether I'll be able to give class 15 days ago, but somehow I managed, but still it attacked me in the last minute, a little bit. But the point I want to drive home is that, that Kulashekar prays there, Krishna Tvadiya. Say that prayer, say at the time of death, cough and all those things, even if you want to chant, we'll not be able to chant. So when we are young, Prabhupada writes on the purports, when we are stout and strong, why not chant more? Whenever possible. So those devotees, they chant, 8 months a year, once a month, say 1 lakh names, Japa club. And then 3 times at least, or maybe 4, at least 3 times, Christmas, Ram Navami, Nirjala Ekatis, 2 lakhs names. 2 lakhs names. They chant. This whole group is there.
How many rounds is 2 lakhs?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot I'm in England. It's 200,000, sorry. In England I have to go to your thing, Lakpati, 64 multiplied by 2, 128. 128. Now then I'll give you more, little bit heavy shock. Then once a year, they chant 3 lakhs names. So that is Hardas Thakur Tiroba. I did jump into their bandwagon once I chanted. Of course, later on, because of my works, I could not. And you know what time they start chanting? No, 12:01. Yeah, because the day starts, English calendar, or according to Vedic thing, sunrise. But in English calendar, you get on at 12 o'clock and start. It takes about 15 hours to 20 hours, depends how the speed. Once Jainita was telling his experience, once you cross that 100,000 thing, you'll be flying actually. Like the astronauts, of course, they did all this in Las Vegas, flying and all those things. But on the, higher planets, gravity is less. So it's like, so we need to develop that taste. It doesn't come like that. We have to put some effort. Success is effort plus prayer is success. So we have to put our effort. We think that, 16 rounds and that's it. Like, among quality and quantity, what did Prabhupada stress on? Anyone knows? Both. Yes. Adi Guru Prabhu. Spot on. Both. Because sometimes we try to put it quality and then, boil down quantity. But quantity also, but Prabhupada said both. Parallel track. Once Prabhupada was asked, what does chanting produces? Prabhupada said, more chanting. That's it, And I guess in the Leelamrit, there's something always coming up. Prabhupada said, it will go away. Keep chanting, So this is the thing, we need to make some effort, in this regard. And of course, there is about these qualities, we have Upakhyan Upadesh stories there. It's like Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur made up that, story to help us explain this point about these modes of nature. Once there was a prince, the minister's son, the prince, and the treasurer's son. They were going, out of their kingdom somewhere, and then they happened to reach another kingdom, and they happened to meet the other princes and the counterparts. And fortunately, the parents of that, the king, others, they were not there. And they had love affairs, and then let's get married. And they also got married. So after that, the parents come back, and they went and the daughters went and begged, please, spare him. Now he's my, legal husband. We got married legally, solemnized. Then because it was done without permission, then they put shackles. Okay, prince's son, put him gold shackles. The minister's son, silver shackles. And the treasurer's son, iron shackles. So it's like that, material world, they're all shackles. It's imprisonment. There's no, this one, it's like what you call, we are bound. So this is the only process, and we are so fortunate to be part of this thing, Prabhupada's movement. Otherwise, we are from Andhra Pradesh. Bhagavatam says, Pulinda Pulkasa. No way. Even we are born in India, no way. Up to the age of 18 years, we only heard Bhagavad Gita. Maybe some verses we would chant, in the temples. But we don't know what is Bhagavad Gita. This unfortunate situation. So this is the thing with Hindus, so liberal that they get confused. And they converted easily. Unlike other, denominations, at least, they have something. But in so much liberal we give it. And one devotee, Mataji was telling, they're teaching atheism in schools, universities. Jai Shri Shada Gokulananda ki, Jai Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Jai Shri Gaunitai ki, Jai. Yeah. So, they're teaching this atheism. Just imagine our devotee kids, they go to, university, end up with, when they're teaching atheism, and, we are not prepared them for the worst. That's it, gone. So, Prabhupada said, not only just children or anyone for that matter, when we had about, in the early 70s, We had about 400 and odd devotees. Prabhupada, let's boil the milk. We have, I guess, more than 40,000. What I feel is that I'm not criticizing, but a fact is that, we are a little bit watering down, I call it. We're not taking care of devotees. I see devotees telling me, initiative devotees struggling to chant. That system is not there. Prabhupada, with all due respect to all the spiritual masters, everyone, but Prabhupada mentioned to Gaur Govind Maharaj that my only regret is I could not train my disciples. He mentioned that. It's a serious business. Of course, I was speaking to one sannyasi, we have so many disciples now. Yeah, we need to have some, I'll tell you one example. In the Gurukul, one teacher teaches, about 50 students and different standards. How do they teach? Anyone can guess? Yes, that's true. So as going professional, oldest teacher, because by that, it percolates down. And also when you teach what you learn, it remains with us. I met one couple from America. He's a nice Sattvic devotee. They were Americans. They had 6 children. I was working in hospital, before coming here. I said, how do you manage? Nothing, same principle. So same thing applies here, with the devotees. We need to have that systems. We have this counselor system, this thing, But still, certain things are sometimes they're mostly made official. But we have to become more out of, comfort zone. We have to go and, give time. Because I'll give you one example. When Maya attacks the most, anyone can guess? Maya attacks the most. Yes. Yes. Of course, they are there. Of course, you are right to some extent. Main reason is when you are sick. When we are sick, that's it. I don't name from one of our organization, one sannyasi, he left our organization. When he was sick, he was not taken care and he left the organization. It's a confirmed thing I'm telling. I don't name the detail on the Vyasasan, but it's a fact. Maya acts very subtly. It acts very subtly, when one is sick. So that's why Prabhupada, we see, when someone is sick, Prabhupada, he arranged them to go and, because, and also, what makes us heal fast? Can anyone guess? Someone is coming up from fever or anything. Yeah, sweet words, yes. Sweet words. If you can make it more closer, is affection. Radhagovind Maharaj told us once that when someone is sick, just give him, even in the times of their, pleasure time, happy times, if you don't go, it's okay. But when they're sick like that, just go and give them some love. That love will, pull them up. So, this thing is there. I will just, we have 8:20. Actually, tomorrow is what you call Radhastami. So, one thing, of course, one thing I wanted to put it is that because ours is a preaching movement, so of course most of the things applies to me, and it's my own purification I'm speaking. And don't misunderstand me. I'm trying to be like what you call jet age parivrajaka, something like that. But actually, the thing is that being a preaching movement, we need to somewhere other get connected. Whether it's puja, cleaning temple, making garlands, anything. So we need to get connected. We have this, we have this longing should be there. Because on our own, no matter how much we try, it's not possible. But by the mercy of Guru Gauranga Vaishnavas, Prabhupada, it's possible. So, and also we should have that yearning, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur prays, Dhanajanara Kavista Sundari Boli Bona Chai Devo Sukakari Janme Janme Dao Oye Gaurari Aituki Bhakti Charane Tomar. That, we see Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying that, this wealth, followers, scholarly, this one, I'm not interested. Let me take birth after birth. There's another thing, say if we go to any other sampradaya, they try to end up going to Vaikunta, get the plane, and then, no return flight. Just like Garuda Airlines, they say take off, but no landing, because they're so old, they will fall in the ocean. So the point I want to say is that, it's like, no one wants to, but devotees thing, we have see Vasudeva Thakur, others, that it's, it's like, it's beyond, this conception. Of course, devotee, he yearns for it, but he lives at the sweet will of the Lord. If he wants, he will take it. But otherwise, that if we say, that Kita janma hoy yatatvadas bahirmukha janma nai morash. Let me become Kita, but not, Brahma, who is against Krishna, bahirmukha. So this is the thing. So similarly, because our preaching movement, we have this Nityananda Prabhu. Kabhi Nityananda Moriko Ridoya Chadaibe Mora Vishe Ermaya Diamore Nija Charanera Chaya Namera Tetebe Adhikar. Because this mantle is in the hands of Lord Nityananda. So by his mercy, we'll get that, opportunity, that chance to serve, because we don't have any qualification. The only qualification is the mercy of the spiritual master, Guru, Gaurama, Vaishnavas. So, this, removes this obstacle. And lastly, Kabe jive doya, oibe udoya, nijas. Sorry, this one word I could not catch it. I'll just repeat for you this one. Okay. Kabe jive doya, Jivedoya, Ibeudoya, Nijasuka Buli Sudina Hrodaya, Bhakati Vinoda, Kuriya Vinoya, Sri Agnatala Kurive Pracha. So this is the thing, when the love of, when someone attains that platform of love of God, it converts into compassion for other living entities. That's why we see some devotees here like going through others, doing Harinam, and doing distribution others. It's not an easy thing. Of course, any service in the material world, you have to go across, it's the river is flowing this, you have to go exactly opposite. But the more you go that side, the more you get the mercy. And with that mercy, you'll be able to cross over. So this is the thing, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is praying, by Lord Chaitanya's this, mission, when will that day come? So we have to yearn for this, and also we have to, develop. When one Prabhupada disciple asked him, Prabhupada, so much opportunity there for preaching. Prabhupada said, develop purity. That's it. Because if we are hollow inside, then you can't. There's a difference between ours and other organizations. One sannyasi asked in Vrindavan, Prabhupada Saraswati Maharaj, I said, how to develop purity? He said, just follow morning program fully. Because actually it's fact actually. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said, the best time for chanting is between 3 and 7. So the point he wants to say that once we develop that purity, then we'll be able to give Krishna. It's not some commodity, buy and give. No. In fact, even according to Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, in the Madhur Kadamani, even Krishna cannot give this devotional service. The moment he gives, it becomes partial. So only the devotee who carries Krishna, he can give. Like Prabhupada, by seeing Prabhupada, people became devotees. The thing is there. And I'll just end up with just 2 minutes. Tomorrow is Radhastami. Since we do not have follow-up class, I just wanted to say, because I was fortunate to stay in Vrindavan for 2 years. After staying in Vrindavan, west or east or India, anywhere, it's like dry. So we have Jai Radhe. Prabhupada, I was hearing lecture yesterday. Jai Radhe. Actually, there, it's very difficult to forget Krishna in Vrindavan. Here, hard to remember Krishna. And Prabhupada was telling, if Srimati Radharani recommends, even a fool, Krishna accepts. That's the reason devotees take shelter of Srimati Radharani. So there are a lot of pastimes are there. Tomorrow devotees will be speaking on it. But this is another thing, meditation. These are the times. It's like, I know they say if you buy one, you get another one. Or maybe one, if you buy maybe two, you get three, third one free, something like that you get. But these festivals are such times, you buy one, you get 10 free. The whole atmosphere is surcharged. So we should take advantage of these festivals. Radharani is in one of the Chaitanya Charitamrita verses, she is the mother of devotion. In that verse it's mentioned. So we don't have, even Prabhupada in one of the purports in the Bhagavatam he mentions, this mechanical chanting doesn't qualify us to go back to Godhead. It's the mercy of the Lord. And that mercy comes through Srimati Radharani. So we should take shelter of her and pray to her. Of course, to Acharyas, others, to give us the strength, intelligence to engage in unwavering devotional service. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeha kurunandana. What's the second line? Bhaushakanantasya udaya avasayana. So that vyavasayatmika buddhi, it's not so easy. There's all about diversion. I've seen with the children, particularly my son, you have to keep pulling. The mind also keep running here, there. So, we need that mercy. So, to summarize, basically, these qualities, are very difficult to overcome, but by the mercy of Guru Gauranga Vaishnavas, by unwavering devotional service, unalloyed devotional service, practice with Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, we'll be able to, get over it. And as a preaching organization, we have to somewhere or other connect ourselves. Like for example, I'll give one classic example. In marathon, in Chapati, some devotees do book distribution, others take tiffins for them. So that, they need not have to, they have good prasadam, batteries charged, then they can go, like at the front line and back line, So like that, because everyone's role is there. So, but sometimes we neglect things. But what point I want to drive home is that somewhere or other, we need to get engaged. Like, Hanuman, I'll end with a small humorous joke. Hanuman was hijacked with all services in Ayodhya. And they said, and Hanuman was going behind Ram. Hey, why you are going behind Ram? He said, when Lord Ram says, then I'll have to do like this. So the point I want to say is that somewhere or other, we have to get connected to the preaching movement. Somewhere. Whether it's cleaning, cooking, anything, it counts. Special concession. But those who are in the front line, definitely, they get the most mercy. But as Prabhupada put it, in our thing, there's no higher lower. Everyone gets the mercy. So I'll end it here. It's almost 1 minute. Sorry, because I just, 1 minute is there. Any comments, any corrections? Adi Guru Prabhu? Yeah. Yes. Yeah, actually, this is one of the things the Guru was mentioning. Of course, Mike was not there. Demigods are lining up. You're right, actually. They line up, but they are in waiting list. Because unless that party is not finished, they'll have to wait. So that's why, we should try to, like Prabhupada, I guess, say, if you have any tinge of desire, even to see this, heavenly planets, we get stuck there. And these 10,000 years will pass like seconds. So we should take advantage. Okay? So okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Inspiring class. Just a comment. Apparently, Prabhupada never said work now, samadhi later, but it's become one of those things that people say Prabhupada said it. But I don't think there's any record of it, so it's worth researching. Thank you.
No, actually, thank you. Sometimes we say, Prabhupada said. Once Prabhupada said, who is that rascal, get him here. I'm also one of those rascals. Thank you for correcting, because we just, we don't do it. Nowadays, you just go to Veda-based others, you can get it. But point is that work now samadhi, but point is that what type of work? At the cost of our own spiritual life, if we do service, it doesn't. When Rameshwar Maharaj asked Prabhupada, what is the highest realization? Prabhupada said, higher realization is to preach, but he qualified, highest realization, protect ourselves. highest realization is to protect ourselves. Yeah. He conquered the whole, but lost his own soul. Okay, one last.
Thank you. I was just wondering about ghosts. It's that some ghosts, we hear that they just stay here, and I was wondering, how do they go to this other planet or other realm, or is there where do they come from in that realm?
Ghosts.
Yeah, that there's ghosts here, but it doesn't seem to be an automatic journey to another planet for them. Some, they seem to be stuck here as well. Just trying to understand.
See, basically, of course, I'll put up and some. I'll refer to others also. Basically, ghosts are, what are ghosts? Subtle body with with no gross. This one, earth, water, fire, air is not there, but they have subtle body. Now, people, those who commit suicide, those who die untimely, accidental death, and we are supposed to live 100 years. Supposed to live, but we are not living 100 years. Prabhupada mentions 3 reasons for it. Anyone can guess? Irregular habits, yes. Over dependence on others, over sense gratification. So anyway, main thing I want to drive home is that that whatever 5 years, 2 years, they will not get it. So then they have to hover. So these are the jivas who are with Lord Shiva. You got me? And of course, this is not another planet. Don't, it's in between. This we have to make it very clear that they have not been given another planet, ghostly planet, nothing like ghostly planet. It's in between the heavenly planets and the earthly planet. It's the thing. Okay, we are already running, we have crossed 2 minutes, so I like to stick to time. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.